In the summer of 1975, the beaches must have felt just a tad bit emptier. You see, Jaws came out on June 20th of that year and instilled a fear of sharks in the general audiences in a way that no movie or TV show, generally any piece of pop culture, had done so up to that point. A little piece of Charlie lore that you probably didn't know is when I was 7 years old, I watched Jaws for the first time because my mom thought it would be a good idea to show her 7-year-old son, who has an overactive imagination, this fucking movie. I actually didn't technically see that scene because I threw up halfway through the movie due to just being generally afraid of what I was seeing, and I had to go lie down and would not go on to finish the movie for the next 6 years. Over the years, I would actually get a lot better with the horror genre, and actually one of the things that helped me psych myself up to go back and watch the movie Jaws was playing the game Jaws Unleashed for the PS2. This game is actually the ultimate power fantasy. It gave a scared little bitch like me, who was legitimately afraid that this shark would come out of my childhood bedroom closet and eat me, all because I saw this Saturday Night Live sketch from back in the 70s called Land Jaws, where the shark could just show up at your door. He's on land now and he eats you. He pretends to be a dolphin. Horrifying! So I actually played this game a lot growing up. I was really into the idea of, like I mentioned earlier, the power fantasy, becoming the shark. Now, my biggest problem with this game is that early on in the game, it kind of controls a little rough. A lot of the areas that you are controlling the shark in a 3D space in aren't really, intuitive for the controls of the game. Also, the attack button, which is your chomp, your bite attack, sometimes feels like more of a bug than a feature. That's not to say this game isn't fun and good. It's just getting through the introduction takes a little bit of time, and it takes a couple seconds to get sort of good at controlling brutes. That being said, once I got out of the introduction section and I was in what was known as the open ocean, that's where I just would honestly spend most of my time playing the game. I don't think I even actually beat this game's second level, because I did the introductory stuff. I did the first level, which was being at the aquarium and at SeaWorld. Then I went into the open ocean and I would spend so much time there just completing challenges and upgrading my shark and my speed and my power and my bite and all of these different aspects that you can upgrade about him. And I would just fuck up boats and swimmers and enjoy that. And then eventually I would go on to do what was the next level, which is killing beachgoers and at some point also trying to take down this oil refinery, because these guys are throwing oil barrels off a bridge and it controls like ass and you can't do it well, so it's not the most fun. It's not like in the open ocean section where you literally just go around destroying boats, eating people, being a shark. That's what I'm looking for out of this type of a game. So why am I talking about Jaws Unleashed if I don't think that I would necessarily recommend it to modern audiences? It's a fun game. Go out and give it a try. I would never tell you to not play a game or try it for yourself. Who knows? Maybe you're gonna destroy the oil refinery that I could never actually do. And then you can come back to this video and leave a comment that says, "That was some baby shit, Charlie. Why could you not do that?" In May of 2020, a game was released that I think is the perfect spiritual successor to Jaws Unleashed. That's what this is all about. I want to talk about Maneater. So in Maneater, it's the exact same concept as Jaws Unleashed. You're taking over a bull shark who is going through a bunch of different areas, fighting against the environment, fighting against the beachgoers, and also taking down some of the best shark hunters in, I believe it's Florida, Southern Louisiana. It kind of gives that panhandle vibe. The game itself is framed as if we are watching a documentary about like a Shark Week show.
So, do we have another Maneater we can follow for the remainder of this season?
following one specific bull shark as it grows up and takes on these hunters. It's really funny, it's well written, it's narrated by Chris Parnell, who also voices Jerry on Rick and Morty. The story's actually pretty basic and simple. You as a young shark pup are pulled from your dead mother's belly, and you take the hand of a notorious shark hunter, and as you climb up the ladder of shark hunters, you also will eventually face off against him being the final boss. You go through the game upgrading your shark, getting to different areas, doing a bunch of different wacky and weird missions and finding a bunch of different collectibles. It's just, again, it's a really fun game. I have a blast playing it, and I love talking about this game and showing it to people. One criticism that I would give the game myself is early on in the game when you're a baby shark, you are kind of underpowered, and it takes a while to start building up to that power fantasy of becoming a giant fucking bull shark. Early on in the game, you struggle to even fight a basic crocodile, and by the end of the game, you're two-shotting orcas. And I feel like that power fantasy doesn't like ramp up properly, especially early on. Now, before I end this, I actually did want to honorable mention a shark game hoo-ha-ha that is out there, which is Depth. Depth was released back in 2014, and you and a group of friends can either take control of a group of sharks or a group of divers, and the shark's job is to protect the treasures of this sunken ship, while the diver's job is to get down there and steal the treasure. It's really fun, and it can lead to a couple of fun jump scares, and I highly recommend it. Unfortunately, the game is starting to slowly sunset its servers. I think there's only 2 active servers now, but it's a really fun game and I highly recommend it. Just if you're not into like the narrative side of video games and you kind of more play video games for playing them with others and with your friends. I kind of wanted to make this just as a way to talk about these games because I really love Jaws Unleashed, Maneater, Depth. All of the footage that you've seen in this TikTok, I actually recorded live on Twitch. Stop by twitch.tv/EditorCharlie. You'll never know what I'm gonna record or what I'm gonna do a video on next. I have 1,000 things and 1,000 games that I own and want to play and want to talk about, and I'd love to bring you guys along for the ride. So feel free to follow. I'm gonna keep doing little reviews like this while I work on way bigger, more narrative YouTube videos that will be coming down the line. Feel free to follow here to see these sort of shorter review style videos, and keep an eye out on the YouTube channel or the Twitch for when I'm going live, and I'll see you in the next video.